Hello, my name is Michelle Powell, and I came to talk to you today about something that's very important to me and it should be important to everybody. One thing that's going on right now is climate change, and climate change is very important to this economy, just to the world in general. And I specifically want to talk about the carbon emissions in Brazil. So, when you are in Brazil or you think of Brazil, what do you really think of? I know for me, I think of beautiful trees, I think of amazing landscape, blue skies. I just think of just a great area. So today, I want to talk to you about carbon emissions in Brazil. So, like I said, when you think about Brazil, you think of all these great things, right? I know when I was a kid, I used to think of the little frogs that had the red eyes. I can't think of the name, but it was just an amazing sight, and somewhere I know even today I still want to go and see. So this right here is what we see Brazil as. This is what people kind of put it up as. This is what we want Brazil to be like. But this right now is what Brazil's going through: deforestation, forest fires, and plenty of other things. Today, I want to share with you all the reasons why that's happening. And basically, at the end, you can have your opinion on what you feel. But I'm just here to give you just some information, just to provide you with some facts. So, on our agenda, we're going to talk about the Brazil economy, we're talking about the issues, the climate change legislation, and the solution. So, first, it's bold. We're talking about the Brazil economy. So right here, the Brazil economy's GDP, which is gross domestic product right now, is 1.869 trillion USD dollars. As you can see in this graph, it shows throughout the years how much it has risen, dropped in certain percentages. So you can see in 2009, it rose by 7.55%. But you can also see in 2016, it dropped by 3.29%. So this is just kind of a gross domestic product, what you can see of like what Brazil has been going through. And you could say it's good, but we want this to be improved. Right now, we are in 2020, it's negative 5.3%. And they were projecting by 2021 to be 2.89%. And the only way we can get that is if we do certain things and put things in place to where we can get the economy back up. So with Brazil, there's a lot of things that are going on in Brazil. The main thing is deforestation. So these are a lot of issues, so I'm just going to cover most of them. So issues that we have is businesses in Brazil. Brazil, you think of them as the Amazon rainforest, all these and that, but there's actually a lot of things and people that are putting stuff into place that is causing climate change and is causing carbon emission. The main businesses in Brazil that have taken over are steel aircraft, textile shoes, machinery and equipment cattle, forest fires, and then President Bolsonaro. President Bolsonaro, he is a good president, but he also has made some I would say just ideas that people may or may not agree with. Not my opinion. President Bolsonaro does not believe in deforestation. He doesn't believe it's a huge deal. To him, it's kind of just like something that it can be fixed, but that's not his number one thing. That's not what he wants to do on his main agenda. He wants more industrial complexes, and he wants overall just to have Brazil to be more industrial. In order to do that, he has to be able to cut down a lot of rainforest, which is the people that live in Brazil do not support that, but he's the president. So to an extent, what he says goes. And even a while back, it's been documented that he wanted to get out to the Paris Agreement, which we're going to get to later. So now, another part of the agenda, we're talking about the climate change legislation. So right now, the climate change legislation, the Paris Agreement, which was made in 2015, that Brazil agreed that they're going to cut 37% of their carbon emissions by 2025. And then by 2030, it'll be by 43%. With President Bolsonaro right now in Brazil, it's not heading the right way, but there's still a chance to achieve this goal. Now, we'll talk about the solution. So how can you solve all this? How can you fix all this? Is there even a possible way? And some scientists and some people have done actually calculations to see that there actually is a way and there is a chance and hope that this could actually be good. Right now, this is how to improve. This right here is showing the crazy wildfires that's gone on every year. Right now, in 2019, we're 2020, but last year in 2019, there were 80,626 wildfires. That's the most it's ever been. And fun fact, one thing that you can tell is that in 2018, President Bolsonaro made an agreement with Trump that they would exchange and money that would be given to Brazil and they would help out the US. And as you can see, with agreeing to that, the highest amount of wildfires has been 80,626, 2019. So that's a lot. Things to improve on. The study in 2018 states that 46% of the emissions were due to deforestation. Deforestation is a big issue right now. You see the picture that I showed previously about the crazy wildfires. That is something right now that needs to be fixed. That's the main goal. It's not the agriculture. It's not certain companies being put in place. It's deforestation. It is wildfires. It's toxic, and that's the main thing that is hurting Brazil right now. Now, a solution is to get rid of this, something that is hard but impossible. You have to restore 27 million of the damaged hectares in all of Brazil. And that is a lot. That is a lot, but it is still possible. And finally, you have to do a new sharing renewable resources, and it has to be raised by 45% to complete this goal. Now, that does seem hard, but it doesn't seem impossible. Overall, Brazil has gone through a lot, and it hasn't been able to really get back to where it wants to be. There are things and people put in place that are affecting that, but that shouldn't stop the hope of this happening. Like I said, there have been businesses, steel aircraft, textile shoes, plenty of stuff put in place. Deforestation, which is the biggest issue right now. The President Bolsonaro, for his agenda, he's not that worried about wildfire. He's not worried about carbon emissions. He doesn't really care about the Paris Agreement, which is a big deal. So right now, I think Brazil is the best way for them is to figure out a way to where they can actually start going in the right direction of completing the goal by 2025 and completing the goal by 2030. If you have any questions or any concerns, you can email me at mlatp6@uw.edu. And I just want to say thank you.